Hey folks, let's do another game. And in this one, we're going to add in the expansion deck. So we've got some new attack cards, and we've got some new injects, and we've got some new procedures, but we've also got consultant cards. We love consultants. Aren't consultants great?
Yes.
Consultants can come in.
They're great.
Well, they can help you out when you're in a jam.
Yeah,
Not
absolutely.
that anybody would ever call us and say, well, you know, one of my employees clicked on a phishing link and nothing happened for 30 days, and then weird things started happening.
Yeah, it's really strange. Yeah, that never happens. So, yeah, and I love being a consultant because I can, tell you what to do and say, good luck with that. And I get to leave the room, and I don't have to do anything. It's wonderful.
Some of us stay with you the entire time.
Yes.
So we're going to play a second round, and we're going to use the expansion deck here with several new types of cards, including consultant cards. So let's figure out...
Oh, you got to figure out.
I'll figure out the scenario in a bit, but let's see. We've added, and by we I mean John, has added a new type of, or another card that he is, actually two types of cards that are +3 cards that they have procedures for.
Because we have a mature security program here.
We
Thanks,
got
Colin.
John some training. Yeah, sent him off to
He's getting
school, and he came back with some skills for us.
Yeah.
I think there should be consequences if you lose, though.
I think since we spent so much money on the training budget this year to get John training in at least 2 other tool sets, if we lose, John is fired. Like, axed.
Fully reasonable, I think. Accountability. Accountability is important.
Yeah.
So, for us, we really want to make sure that we have top-notch information security talent. And so, yeah, we're going to follow through if we feel like some of our team is really not doing the job.
Yeah. Well, to fill his seat with a body, but yeah.
Sorry, John. Bummer.
Not sorry.
This guy's not sorry. So, we've got a new set of, a couple of new procedure cards. One of them, apparently you're an expert in calling a consultant. You have that procedure down
+3,
pat.
call a consultant.
You say,
oh yeah, speed
hey,
dial.
hey guys,
Hey, CBTS.
hey, can you come and take me out to lunch?
I
And
need.
give me some seats for
Yes.
a ball game.
That's what the CISO does. Yeah.
That's right.
And then I'm going
This
to
guy-
hand you over to my information security expert, and he can talk to the actual consultant.
Yeah, and do some real work. Physical security review is also a new procedure in which you are well versed.
Nice.
Which is great. So let's figure out what we want our.
Well, we do want to make sure on a physical security review that, you keep the bare minimum done. Because if you lose physical control of your device, it's kind of game over.
Absolutely.
So while I'm shuffling these, are we keeping the same company? This is still.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
Hamrick Real Estate. We're still in business. We had a little.
You have a
hiccup there.
downturn because of the.
No, we ended up not losing too much. We were able to successfully.
You dealt
They
with.
have a
recovery.
very good backup and recovery process.
He got 7 years.
Yes, he's doing
Wow.
time.
We managed to
And
collect enough evidence.
Is he in the state pen or is he federal? I'm curious how you.
well, some of the federal regs were impacted because,
Doing time at Sing Sing.
Does he represent a block of Sing Sing?
Yes.
Let's hope so.
he's super popular because everybody wants to know the computer hackers in jail.
Snap.
Not looking.
Don't look. Swapping some things around here.
Okay. Well, I was going to say, I noticed that we also are
cherry
good
picking
at,
or?
we're also very good with crisis management. We've got call consultant. We've got physical security review. We have user and entity behavior analytics.
UEBA. UBA.
Yes, UBA, a new acronym for us to memorize. Memory analysis, and then our SIM log analysis. So
Perfect.
this should be good.
All right.
We're experts in SIM log analysis this time.
Yeah. You got
That was one of
your
the
sim is way better now, right? It's full of good.
Well, we had that
useful
action
data.
item, right?
Yeah.
It was an action.
All right. So let's talk about what happened. You once again come in the morning and
Monday, I hope.
all right. Let's say for let's make it easy on you. It's Monday morning. It's 9 a.m. and you get a call from your IT admins, and they give you. They say, "Hey, we got some alerts from our firewall
Over the weekend?
Yeah, we did. It was just strange. It was just a lot of traffic, but it was to, it was to like a WordPress website, and I'm not sure, but it all came from one of our servers in the data center. I'm not really sure.
Never a good sign.
Yeah, it was a file server too. Like it was one of the Windows file servers in the data center just generated a ton of traffic out to the site. And we looked around, but we didn't see anything else that, any other weird activity. So I don't know. What should we do?
So do we know the IP address of that WordPress site? I'd like to see what's on that WordPress site.
It was made by a nice 12-year-old girl who's a really big Harry Potter fan. It's her Harry Potter fan site.
Very suspicious. Okay. All right.
Which house? Does it matter?
She's sometimes she used to be Gryffindor, but now she's kind of matured a little bit, so she's a Ravenclaw.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, and that happens. So.
Okay. Very key information.
So, what would you like to do first?
I'm going to think exfiltration. I wanted to look in our SIM tool since I went to that training, and I'm...
Let me ask something, though, real quick.
Sure.
You told this to John, right?
I didn't tell anybody anything.
Well, John.
Yeah,
I got the call.
Called him, not you. He's a little scared of you.
What's your first steps?
Yeah, so Pat and Chris called me, so I am definitely, since I've been trained on the SIM tool, I am going to go jump in front of my Splunk instance or maybe my Logarithm instance, and I'm going to see what I can...
What are you going to search for? What's your query going to be in that SIM tool?
Outbound traffic to a particular IP address.
Okay.
Because I know the IP address, I know that it's a WordPress site, which shouldn't be getting data from me.
So we're not specifying a source. We're not saying, hey, I just want to see traffic from this server. We want to see who in my environment spoke to this machine.
Exactly.
Great, awesome. Okay, so let's see how we do with that. That's a 6.
Plus 3 is...
Plus 3 is a 9. Unfortunately, you did not find anything in your SIM. Your SIM did not show any...
I promise you, Ryan, that training was really good.
They invested so much money.
Let me tell you why that's weird, because your proxy logs were going into the SIM and should have shown traffic from that IP address, but why do you think that happened? Why do you think that your SIM did not show?
Well, particularly since the guys called me and said they saw a lot of traffic going to that. That is very strange. It's possible that my SIM tool does not have the filter set up correctly, or that the logs coming out... Well, it would be very interesting to see what was going on with between what the guys on the IT side saw versus what I'm finding in the SIM system. So it's possible that I'm not ingesting the right logs.
Yeah. What I'll tell you is the IT admin later fesses up and says, actually, I took the logs out and I was reviewing them, so I just deleted them from the SIM.
That's another possibility.
I'm sorry, was that a bad idea? Should I not have done that?
Yeah, I mean, I know the servers needed to be upgraded, and you probably were upgrading the SIM tool and forgot to save the backups.
You got to talk to your CIO about this.
I mean, this is
bad
two
news.
heads that might roll this time.
Yeah.
But yeah, we
so
lose two.
There's turn 1.
All right.
What happens next?
So we do also have firewall log review by itself. I mean, we know the IP address. I'm still wanting to see.
You also know which
there.
internal machine to start from, right?
Yeah, I mean, we can always do the user and entity behavior analytics.
Sure, and check for behavior from that particular entity, that computer object, as well as the users that we know access that particular system.
Yeah, I'm just going to push up the ones that I'm thinking are going to be useful.
Yeah.
Okay. So what? Which one?
I want to get as much bonus points as possible.
Yeah.
In case, wait, I think my CISO should be rolling the dice.
Maybe somebody
too.
should
I think
happily blame him for his. Actually, you rolled a 19 last time, didn't you?
I did.
And a 13 this time.
I win all day.
All I do is win. Okay, so that was for the UEBA. Yeah, successful roll. Awesome. So let's see if We
I'll
have
find something.
anything,
Going once.
anything.
Going twice.
I'm afraid UEBA did not
Interesting.
result in any.
So they did it really stealthily.
Yeah.
Since it's not tripping the wire there, as it were. I'm going to go back to firewall log analysis since we weren't successful with that one.
Okay.
Make sure. Yeah, I'm going to. Thank you. Since my job's on the line here,
Yeah.
this could get ugly.
Hot roll. Hot roll.
14.
14. Ladies and gentlemen.
It's like we're at a craps table over here. Really getting excited. I love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what your firewall log review reveals is that traffic originated from the machine out to that web server, the Harry Potter fanfic
So the
site.
server, from the server itself, where the data was
from
leaving.
the internal server out to this website. But something
Okay.
odd that you noticed
Okay.
in the logs. Your firewall logs the user agent string of HTTP traffic as it leaves the environment, right?
Okay.
The IP address was correct of the server that sourced that activity,
Yeah.
the traffic, but it was a different user agent string than you're used to seeing. In fact, the user agent string belonged to Kali Linux.
Oh no, they didn't.
So it was the right IP address, but it was a different user agent string, and it was Kali Linux. And so you saw a lot of HTTP traffic because this, it was a lot of posts.
Somebody been watching too much Mr. Robot.
So that's what you know now going forward. We have one of four of the attack types has been discovered, and you are now on, that was roll 3, I believe.
Right, and we know the exfiltration. We kind of knew what it was anyways, but now
Yeah.
we've got a little bit more. So we still don't know the initial compromise. We've got to figure that one out. Maybe network threat hunting?
Let's, we have access to the server itself, right?
You do.
Let's do some memory analysis on it.
Well, I can,
Right.
I can understand that. Go for it.
Ooh.
Yep, so that's a
Lost that
plus
wasn't-
3, 7, which I'll know about 7s.
Yes.
Unfortunately, memory analysis on this machine shows nothing. The machine looks normal. It looks like, hey, this box is
Well, yeah.
actually pristine. Don't see anything strange on it at all.
Sure. Okay.
I mean, I can understand that. I mean, it's Kali Linux. Are we up to our third roll already? I guess.
Yeah, that was
our
roll
third.
number 4.
Okay. Yeah, but it wasn't. So Kali was involved, and we know that there was something going on there. So
Yeah.
maybe we should find out who might have Kali Linux on the network, or have gone to a website to download Kali Linux to see that initial compromise.
Think what I'm thinking?
I'm thinking
Threat hunting?
threat hunting is I kind of push that up there as a hint.
All right.
Hopefully not out of the camera frame. I'm bad at that.
All right, who's rolling?
My turn. Give me a 19, baby. 10. Just on
the edge. You had a lot of really good data from your network sensors that were in place right outside the firewalls. They showed basically the same thing. A volume of traffic out to this known website from this server machine that was file server box, but nothing else that you didn't already know.
Should I start typing up the email to our public
HR?
relations environment to say, hey, look, we had a breach happen, and we had a terrible security guy on our team. He couldn't get it figured out.
Throw him under the bus.
The bus is coming, buddy.
John Bruggeman.
It's driving.
We're
It's
gonna
heading down the
dox you
street,
right
turning the
there.
corner. All right, you're on. That was roll 4, roll 5. I can't remember.
Okay.
Actually, Ryan, you brought up a good point about typing up an email, but I'm not going to contact HR. I'm going to contact our legal team, and I'm going to make sure that if this is a data exfiltration, that we do have our bases covered in terms of what we might have to disclose to, the public,
parties.
to
Yeah.
third parties.
Yeah, customers. And so again, we're a real estate shop, so think about what data you might have, right? You might have, customer financial information, customer personal information.
they might know the sale price of houses, and they might know when the dates of the close. I mean, because one of the things that unfortunately happens often with real estate fraud is the threat actor will monitor when transactions are going to close with the bank, and they will submit fake emails saying, "Oh, you were supposed to transmit that money to this bank to close out that sale.
Sorry, I gave you the wrong account number. Here's the correct one."
Right.
Yeah.
And those things can happen very quickly. So that's
Tricky ducks.
They are. I mean, you get persistence, which we haven't discovered yet. So firewall log, maybe
I don't want people to find out how many points I paid. Like, is paying 10 points on your loan, is that
Wow,
bad?
you got
I
ripped
don't want them to
off,
find
son.
out.
Yeah.
I don't want them to find out.
That's very personal information.
I'm thinking endpoint analysis here too. Although I'm
So you want to go to the endpoint? You want to do that, or we want to go to security protection analysis? We want to look at our EDR solution, or
I think the EDR solution is better. Yeah, I'm going to do that one there. And
I mean, your job's on the line. Why don't you go ahead and roll?
yes, I can feel the pressure. 7.
It's a bummer. And that is 3 failed rolls.
Oh no!
In a row.
It's time for an injection,
Folks, it's time for an inject. So I'm curious, what do we have in store?
Well, what could go
today?
wrong if I click on this link?
So, the EDR compromise inject that you've just rolled shows that the attackers have gained access to your endpoint protection tool set. So,
That's why we couldn't find.
That explains a few other things.
your endpoint protection console is empty because now all of your, unfortunately, this tool is now unavailable for the rest of the session.
That particular one? Okay.
Just that one, yes.
Well, hopefully we're offloading the logs.
Yeah, let's put that.
Put right there, that one.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
There we go.
Hopefully we're offloading the logs from our EDR
Oh yeah, I
solution, so
definitely did that.
we can...
You at least have historical logs.
Right. And we tried this, but we failed, right? We didn't succeed at it.
Correct. We
So-
rolled too low.
So we can try that again. It
I
wasn't
think-
something we tried and we rolled well, and it just wasn't anything. So
That is correct.
I think I want to go there.
I'd like to, yeah. So remember that the machine had the right IP address,
Correct.
but a different user agent string.
The other possibility is server analysis.
So what can cause a user agent string to change? Well, it's usually enforced by the browser or the tool that's doing the HTTP connection, right?
Correct.
It's changed to Kali Linux, and this was a Windows machine.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how would that have been possible? How could this thing essentially switch its operating system?
I mean, if it was booted, like it would have the same IP address, but you could, power it off, boot it up with Kali Linux.
And this is a machine sitting, it's not a virtual machine.
Right,
This is
it's
a box sitting in a data center.
Yes,
I'm betting there's some spoofing going on.
that's another possibility.
That could be.
Maybe we try cyber deception.
Do we have a
I don't know.
high-
Actually, let me think about that again. I don't know if cyber deception would really get us what we want to see.
I'm thinking that was a wonderful hint, but I'm inclined to say server analysis.
Well, somebody got to
Somebody got to the data center for sure.
the data center for sure.
Physical security review.
Oh, look at that. Physical shirt.
You just learned this. You
I
should-
did.
this year.
I should have been. But I thought our physical security was good. I mean, we've got a lock on the door. We don't have cameras. We don't have motion detectors.
Yikes.
I guess
This is going to be a garbage roll then.
where'd
Let's
all
see
my
how it
money
goes.
go?
And 18,
Okay.
Wow.
ladies and gentlemen,
That training is paying off. Good job.
For those of you that didn't see it, it honestly was an 18.
look at that. That's beautiful. So what you have uncovered is that somebody physically got in to your data center.
And we were just talking about
They jimmied the door.
which.
Your one control door locks.
They jumped your 4-foot fence.
Yeah, your little cute little guard puppy unfortunately did not scare them off. You watch somebody get into your data center, and then you know that they were able to physically get to one of your machines,
That is not good.
and
And they wanted
so-
to get the data out of there. Mm-hmm. So I guess we really shouldn't store the server in the office in a closet that's only locked with a
data center in the loosest possible term.
Yes.
That's our data center closet.
Well,
There's data in it.
yes.
Sorry, guys. Yeah.
It's central to the office.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we know how It's definitely central to know. All right, so now we have to figure out.
2 of the 4. This
Yep.
is back in play,
Okay.
and
Right.
you have rolled 6 times.
All right.
This is roll 7.
So what we want is a pivot and escalate. See, now I'm thinking server analysis. I may not get us anything if they physically turn the server off and loaded a different OS. That would be one way.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would be, at this point, I would.
Well, I mean, your idea of deception could be helpful.
You have a honeypot in place, as you've said, but no documented policy for it.
Right.
Okay.
We've got it there, but
It
might be monitored.
gave you some help last time, did it? I
It
thought.
did.
Yeah.
It did.
And since it's still my job on
Yeah.
the line, Ryan.
Since your rolls are hot.
My brain is, where my brain's going here is, they put in their own system. So can we do we could do server analysis on it, but we don't really have access to it.
Which is why I
we
did
can't do
push it.
memory analysis on it because it's their system. We don't have access to it.
Right.
Yeah, so that's where I'm getting stuck a little bit. But I like cyber deception possibly.
Because we did, I'm a fan of honeypots, so I put something in there that if somebody got on the network, they might think it was really juicy.
Yeah.
So we can see what we can find. 5.
Ooh, yeah, unfortunately.
That was a dud.
Yeah, it's unfortunate your cyber deception. So you looked through all of your tools that you have, your honey tokens, your honey pots, your honey accounts, and you didn't find any of them in use. So
How many more turns?
that was roll 7.
Okay, I'm getting closer to calling a consultant.
I am too.
Yeah.
I'm thinking a consultant could be very helpful here.
Back.
And by golly, I'm gonna.
I don't know if I think you have to. You can choose one consultant card to help your team with the incident consultant card.
We get to cherry pick
I
the
think
consultant?
No. Well, I don't know. Now
Just randomly pick?
I'll just randomly pull one from the top while you roll, because you still have to roll.
So then
See if the consultant will actually pick up the phone or if they're too busy.
Maybe they're busy.
there could be a lot of incidents.
No, they're not
13.
busy.
They are not busy.
Retainer.
Oh man, how awesome! Your consultant is Tim Medine.
Well,
Tim is just a stellar security resource, a guy that I've followed on Twitter for a long time. He works at the SANS Institute and just knows a ton about incident response. So,
that was fortunate.
yeah. The incident master, and by the way, you now get a bonus for this. The
Oh,
incident
okay.
master will reveal the pivot and escalate card.
Perfect.
Check that out.
Was that? That was a great roll.
Yes, it was. So, what you've discovered after bringing in Tim, and he looks through the environment and says, check it out, see? We were able to see that the attacker stole some access tokens. They sniffed the wire in the data center for a while.
That would do it.
We assume because one of the ports of the switch was unplugged still.
Yeah.
Look at that, it's a span port. Someone just unplugged the span port and the attacker must have plugged themselves in and sniffed for a while. And they were able to get some service tokens, which allowed them to steal some credentials and authenticate to this Windows server and then shut it down.
When I'm done sniffing, I usually plug the cable back in myself personally.
This
But-
guy must have been in a hurry.
Well,
Or girl. I don't want to be sexist. It could have been either. This fellow
it could
or
have been the
individual.
person cleaning the office late at night.
Could have been.
Discovered that I didn't have a great lock on the door.
So we've got
We got
three
three
of the
rolls.
four.
Yeah, they got 3 rolls left.
Boy, this is cutting down.
Two rolls left, right? That was our.
That was it. Yep, sorry. Okay.
No, I think it was 3 rolls.
No, it was 2, John.
No.
You don't get to be CISO without learning how to count, okay?
That's true.
It's a really specialized skill.
Counting to 10.
Well, I'm going to say we're going to have to. Okay, we've done our physical security review. We did that. Crisis management.
So now we're looking for a persistence mechanism on
Yes.
either in our environment or on the system itself. So where would we look for persistence? What sort of persistence mechanism would be in place for this sort of compromise?
I'm thinking server analysis or endpoint analysis. Because, I'm looking for something that's going to be hanging out there. But, Deep Blue, CLI, and SANS IR cheat sheets. Nah, I want something a little bit more. Except for we got rid of our EDR tool.
I mean, it's up to
A
you.
bad roll.
This is your choice.
Yes, I know. We still have the user entity behavior analysis. And we're looking for persistence, so I'm going to go with that.
All right.
It's my job, after all.
See what you get.
12.
12 plus 3 is 15. So good roll. Unfortunately,
This guy.
you know what's coming.
This guy.
Yeah. Yeah, it did not show very much. You were not able to see any suspicious activity from any of the users.
So it was a one and done sort of thing.
Yeah.
Maybe there's no persistence, but okay, we're down to the last one. Boy, that,
And I can.
my chair is suddenly feeling kind of warm.
Yeah.
And I feel like I might be in a hot
A
seat.
little bit of hot seat.
Yeah, I'll give you a hint as to why.
Okay.
The account that was stolen was a service account and is not monitored by
Actually.
a user, by the user data that is being piped into the environment.
Right.
Into the UBA tool.
Do you feel the icy cold hand?
Of death on my shoulder.
Last roll.
right,
What are you going to do?
I'm gonna have to say server analysis.
You want to go? I was leaning more towards this, more threat hunting.
Oh, threat analysis.
I don't know if that would actually get us persistence mechanism, but
Okay, I'm with you.
We're
I
thinking
think-
about internal stuff, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you might want to, so if you're thinking about assets in the inside of the network and where you have information about them, what might that be?
Yeah, now I'm going back to endpoint analysis.
so we tried this, which I would have said that 1st, but we've got this.
we rolled
is
badly.
plus 3.
We just rolled
Right.
badly.
If we're talking about things, we could do endpoint analysis as well, possibly.
But then we have to
our
roll
EDR tool would be great, but
We can't use that.
it got broke.
Busted.
Let's go back to the sim tool. I did get some training on it after all, so I should be able to.
Should I roll or should you?
I'm feeling a little lucky for no good reason, since I just felt the chilly hand of death on my shoulder. Oh no!
Ladies and gentlemen,
Get to my laptop.
Let me.
that's our game.
Furiously typing an email.
Let me dust off my resume.
Yeah. And unfortunately, you were unable to discover the way that the attacker got persistence. But I'll tell you the scenario. Basically, the attacker broke into your data center,
Yes.
rebooted the machine,
Okay.
server machine,
Reimaged.
and
Or booted to a live.
Just booted to a live CD,
Yeah.
and was able, but they didn't know the IP address of the machine, so they couldn't statically assign it.
Yeah.
So they had to get creds first, so they could log on and get that information. So they unplugged a switch port
Yeah.
and plugged in and moved around until they found the one that was the span port. They sniffed there for a while, and they got some access tokens, which they were then able to use to authenticate to one of the remote services on another box. They logged onto that machine, dumped some creds from there, and then took those creds, logged onto the Windows box that they had, and got its IP, rebooted it to a Kali Live CD, at which point they took all of the data that was on that file share on that
Yeah,
box because
sure.
it was not encrypted.
Right.
So after booting to a
Data
new
encrypted.
OS, the drive was still available,
Yes.
and they grabbed it, zipped it all up, shoved it out to
That wonderful WordPress site.
That's right, and then they had a persistence mechanism they left behind that you aren't aware of.
So I got a question. John Winnie the Pooh Bruggeman, would have more honeypots actually helped in this case if you just had like a slew of honeypots?
Only if they had looked around for other. And the fact that they went for this server, I mean, it could have been a server that said main file server on it. I don't remember how I labeled them in the closet.
Well, again, another issue with your employment.
Yes, document.
It was the one with all the big flashy discs. I think it's how they figured it out.
Yeah, it was a
Got a nice giant array of discs. in
And
it.
I got no comment on the nickname I just gave him. You know, John
Tommy,
Winnie the
Honey-
Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh. Yeah.
Loves his honeypots.
I do like my honeypots. I'm curious, what's the
Go ahead.
persistence? It is.
Malicious email rules.
Oh, so
So-
they can come back and fish later.
After their job was done, what they did was basically hop to a workstation class machine. No, I'm sorry. They tried to use some workstation machines, but they could not find any that were still working in the office. So they just jumped on an Office 365 mailbox.
Account.
They logged onto it in their browser from that machine that they were controlling, and they set up some email rules. So Basically, they wanted to see data from specific individuals in the future, and
I bet they were going to go after. They probably have a filter rule that says, "Give me all of the emails that say closing date." And once again, I think that.
Oh, good. Your replacement's here.
Yes.
we'll have to show you out.
He's a lean guy.
Well, folks,
that was good.
good game. Sorry you couldn't win that one out. John, we wish you well in wherever life takes you next.
Well, I'm going to take that skeleton to my Halloween decorations because, for Cybersecurity Awareness Month, October, we got to do something to lighten the mood.
Yeah, it's not all doom and gloom. We can we have some victories now and then. You won one, you lost one. Good game, y'all.
Well, we know you security guys have a lot of skeletons in the closet.
There you go.
Oh,
God. The
Oh,
hits,
Lance.
they keep on coming.
gross.
I liked it.
Ryan was up for that one.
I liked it.
All right.
All right.
Folks, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.